All right, let me just work on this lighting situation. I'm kind of hooked up in my bedroom. Hi guys. Kind of just making the best of, kids still being awake, school holidays. Trying to find the best space to teach from. It's not going to be too noisy. Oh, the ISO life stuff. So I'm just going to hang out here, get myself centered while you guys roll on in to the group. And making sure that I'm live in the right group. Ooh. Oh, music. Oh, that's just an ad. So many ads on YouTube these days. It's just redonkulous. Just ridiculous. Oh my God, I'm so excited to be teaching this topic and leading you in to a realm that not many women allow themselves to jump into and think about. So cool. So I'm just going to wait until some people jump on. Check it out. We are live. All right, as you're jumping on, hi guys, say hello, jump in. It's just gone 8 o'clock. I'm in the right place. Making sure I'm live in the right spot. Yes, I am. All right. Hi. Come in, say hello. Say hello in the comments. It's always super, super lovely to come in and see some names and some emojis. How you feeling? Type it in the comments section. Let me know, where are you at tonight? Where are you watching from? Are you new to this page? I just welcomed a few new people into the space. This is where I do all my, for those who are new on the block, so I do my free trainings, and being part of this group, you'll have access to everything free that I drop in here that will help you be more of you, basically. Help you decide who you really are. So let's get some hellos happening. Hey Jane, how are you, girlfriend? I hope you're really well. Excited to have you in here tonight. Invite your girlfriends to this group if you think there is value. If you're new to this space, please say hello so I can welcome you. But also know that there's a heap of different masterclasses. I hate calling them. I need a better name for masterclass because it sounds so formal. I'm so not formal, am I, Jane? Sessions, trainings, reflections, intensives. It all sounds really boring. In our online group for women called the Joy Society, we call them Unpack and Chats. We unpack the theme for the month, we unpack the stuff we've been carrying, and we have a chat. So maybe I should just call these chats. But I want there to be a bit of substance. So there's always a theme, there's always things that are coming up in my coaching with my one-on-one clients, things that are coming up in my group programs, and I just bring them in and go, right, this is exactly what I think people are needing right now. So there's heaps of stuff already in here. If there's anything you want, if there's anything you're struggling with in life, if there's any blocks, barriers, sabotaging stuff going on, you just have to ask in the group. And if I haven't created some content for that, I'll create some. But if you are ready to rock and roll, I'd love for you to grab a notepad and pen if you can, if you're actually able to do that. Super sessions, that's pretty cool. They are pretty super, in my opinion. The feedback I get from whenever I give this content, it's so interesting as a creator, as someone who has just 6 million ideas a day and so much that literally need, it's in my cells to share, because part of my purpose on this planet is to teach and to share what I've walked myself through. And so I've totally lost my train of thought. What was I saying, Jane? Oh, that's all right. I sometimes think, is this going to hit? Is this going to land? Is this relevant? And then I get the most epic private messages and DMs and emails from women saying, oh my God, that was exactly what I need to hear at the right time. So tonight we're talking about find your purpose, find your future self. It's a small element of finding your purpose, I know, but we're going to do as much as we can in the next hour together. So grab a notepad and pen. If you can be in a comfy space, because I'm going to walk you through a visualization process that I do when I'm feeling lost, I'm feeling, disconnected from my true purpose or true self, when I feel like I'm following everyone else's stuff, and I'm, getting clouded by what everyone else is doing. This is going to be a really practical session, so there'll be some me talking, but I want to ask you guys some questions as well. So I hope a few more people jump on live. If not, Jane and Jenny, you're here, and you get to ask me as many questions as you like and pick my brains. And as always, my commitment always is to stay here until all the questions are answered. So it really is your opportunity to step forward. Now, if for most women that I work with, have a fear of being seen or heard and speaking their truth. This is a safe space. So you can ask any question. No question is silly. You can share anything at all, and we'll celebrate the fact that you shared, and we'll help you through anything at all. Okay, so this is your chance tonight to pick my brain, ask anything that's in your way around finding out who you are and what you're here to do. Utilize these spaces. I myself am in these kind of containers, these kind of spaces all the time, asking questions, asking for, well, how do you look at this, and what would you do in this situation? And so ask, and I'm not the guru that has all the answers, but it's sometimes just helpful to get another take on a scenario. All right, hi Alicia. We're going to kick into it because I've got lots to cover, and I always go over time. These girls who are in my online programs know this. Brevity is not my strong suit because there's just so much depth and so much that I want to share. There's so many layers that I want to get into. All right, so get comfy, have some water, stay hydrated. We'll be doing some work, mental work, and it's so important that your body is feeling good. So, all right, we've got some more people jumping in. Say hello. If you are new to the space, please say hello so I can welcome you in. We're going to dive straight into a question. So you've registered for this masterclass / we're now Jane's calling it a super session tonight. You've registered for this space. You wanted to come in and learn about finding your purpose, finding your future self. I would like to know from you what's happening. What's your current situation in regards to the impact you're having in the world, how you're showing up in the world, what you're actually doing. Now, this could be work or business, but it also could be mothering. It could be caring for elderly parents. It could, everyone has such different missions. It could be humanitarian work, but what's going on for you? Why did you register for this? Where are you lost? Are you confused? Are you stuck? Are you thriving? Where are you at with your sense of purpose? Which is the thing that every day where you get up in the morning and you have some drive, you have something that you're going to sink your teeth into, something that inspires you. There's a reason. It's your reason to get out of bed, right, each day. Aside from maybe I get out of my bed because my kids are screaming at me because they want food. Let's put that aside. But, maybe, it's really the thing that gets you up and you're like, oh, I'm so excited to do that. That's what your purpose is. That's the thing that really lights you up inside. Now, sadly, I think probably 95% of the women that that are in my communities, that are in my world, that are in my family, that are in my friendship groups, do not love what they do every single day. Really do not. So that breaks my heart because you have one precious life. Well, I believe you have lots of lifetimes, but this precious life, to learn lessons, to explore, to squeeze the juice out of it, to live it to its fullest, to its depths, to its most yummiest extremes, right? So I don't prescribe, and if you're new to this space, you're going to hear this a lot from me. I don't prescribe to growing up, going to school, getting a job, working that job, no matter what, till you're working 4 jobs or whatever, a job that you hate, a job that you don't love, a job that doesn't light you up until you're 60, what's the retirement age? They keep making it older, till you're 70 years old, and then they say you can retire, and then they'll give you a small amount of money to live off for the rest of your life until you die. I don't prescribe to that. I think that's BS. I think it's the most ridiculous model, and I know why it was created, because it serves capitalism and consumerism. But you can step out of the box, and I hope after tonight's super sesh, we leave you with a sense of, the collective energy that's in this space, we leave you with a sense of, I have the ability to change my life. I have the ability to change the course of my life if I'm unhappy with it right now. I have the ability to create a sense of purpose every single day. I want you to leave this with a little spark of excitement, a little squeal of, oh, wow, like what could I create here? A sense of being back on track, a sense of coming back to your own. That's what I want to leave you guys with tonight. And it is just a small taste of the 4 weeks that you can jump into my purpose program starting Monday. There's going to be 4 weeks of this kind of intensive support and group coaching starting this Monday. We begin on Monday the 28th of September. So this is just a small taste. But I want to always give you guys as much value as I can in this free kind of setting, because we need more women stepping into their power. We need more women loving life. We need more women, putting their head on the pillow at the end of the night going, oh my God, I impacted the world. I served today in whatever capacity that is. I lit myself up. I changed the trajectory of my family. I'm leaving a legacy for the future generation. I mattered. My life mattered. My life meant something. This is a human need. All right. So why are you lost? What's happening? Where are you stuck? All right, Alicia. Loving and grateful for being a mum and wife and all of the other special titles I'm lucky to have. And the hat I wear for our business of doing the books. I really have that feel now where I want to find that something for me again. I had it pre-kids, that recognition for something I loved doing and did well. I want that feeling back, but don't know what, if that makes sense. Yeah, perfect sense. Wanting to really find what my purpose is. All right, cool. Well, tonight will be a little baby step forward that hopefully will instigate some change and some shifts and some recognition. Because we all know, every woman that I talk to, you know who you are. It's just generally being clouded. Why do we get lost in the first place? Well, actually, the question there is, well, what do you mean? What do you mean that I was born knowing who I am and I was born knowing what my purpose was? Well, I believe, and through my studies, my spiritual studies, through my studies with human design, everyone has a profile. Which is actually your purpose here in life. It's like the costume you wear in this life. It's what you're here to do, and everyone has their own authentic and unique blueprint of how they deliver their impact and service to the world. So if you're not of the spiritual persuasion, some of this might seem a bit weird, but it's very, very powerful to go and do your natal chart and your human design chart. I will put the website that I recommend getting your human design chart from. I think it's that one. humandesign.com. Yep, that one. In the comment section, so you can go and get a free human design reading if you know your time of birth, date of birth, or location of birth. If you guys, I know some of you on here, I know you guys have got your charts, so you want to go and look at your profile, and you want to go look at your incarnation cross, and we'll be going a heap deeper into this in the purpose program, but you can at least start with those areas. So I believe everyone comes into the world with lessons to learn, impact to have, a way of showing up and serving in the world, and unique medicine to give the world. And whether that is that you are here to absolutely be the most stunning parent, mother, these hats that Alicia was saying she's worn, whether it's to be, not just at all, to be this incredible nurturer, then that might be your mission, especially if your North Node is in Cancer, like mine is, which I'm here to be a nurturer and to really sink into my mother role. And so it's so interesting, like when women say, I'm just a mum, I'm like, if that lights you up, if that gives you inspiration, if you feel like that's the legacy you're here to live, you feel so in tune with that every day, then amazing, keep going. All right? But it might be that you want to be the CEO of an incredible empire, or you want to be a creator, an inventor, an artist, and every day you create, and you actually don't care about the other areas of the world. You actually just want to live in your own bubble. You don't care about money. You just want to create. These people are often called crazy inventors, or they're eccentric, or they're hermits. It's like, but if they're lit up, inspired, totally feeling aligned, then great. They're living their purpose because they're really lit up every single day. So Jenny's saying, what is the legacy I want to leave? A loving, caring human being, someone that gave a shit, someone that people can come to when needing guidance. Is that weird? No, not at all. Passion is to see people to be the best they can be. Yeah. So you'll be looking for vocations and ways that you can be a guide for people. Okay. But how we get lost from that? So you may have been like that since you were a little girl. So think back. Think back to when you were small. Think back to when you were tiny. What were the things that you loved doing? What were the things that you would get so immersed in that you could just lose hours of time? I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. My hay fever the last few days with the canola around here is cray-cray. So sorry about that. What would you immerse yourself in and absolutely get lost in for hours and hours and hours? For example, for me, it was reading. I just loved reading. I would take a book everywhere. I would sit in the trolley at the supermarket with a book. I'd have a book in the car. I can still read in the car and not get sick. I loved reading. And I also loved writing. And that's something that I've circled back to only in the last 12 to 18 months is writing every single day, because I've noticed that I'd lost it. That was something that I loved to do, as well as reading, which I lost the passion for when my kids were little, but now I have time to. So what were the things that you loved as a little girl? What were the things you were so interested in and passionate in? They can give you really good indicators of what your purpose might be in this world. But we get lost and we stray off our path because of external forces, okay? So this is where you will have had people in your family that have their own lens of the world, their own perceptions, their own thoughts and feelings around how you are, how you should be in the world, how you are in the world, what they want you to be. You know, we see this in classic like family run businesses, like, oh, you're the son and you'll take over the farm, or you're the just even in that, like, you're the wife of the Sparky, so you'll do the books. Sometimes there can be just those expectations that are placed on you, and you kind of go, okay. And then 10 years later, you're like, I actually never asked for this. I didn't actually want this, right? So it's just looking through your life. Where were the points where you were kind of on track and then you strayed off course? Generally, I see, if you ask a child preschool, I hate the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? But that's what everyone asks kids, They will say the most crazy, amazing things. Like, I remember my little sister once saying, I want to be a ballerina and a truck driver. And when they're under 5, you're like, oh yeah, you can be anything you want to be. Like, that's amazing. Then they go to school. Oh no, you need to get you need to get an education, and you need to think about a serious vocation path when you're 14 in high school, choosing subjects for the rest of your life. You need to choose this, and oh no, you won't make a living with that. These beautiful artistic kids that are like, I want to do a Bachelor of Arts, and I just want to create. Well, yeah, but you should have a backup because no artists make money. All of this stuff gets put on us, imprinted on us, piled on us, and slowly I see women just veer off course, and then they just settle for a job that they don't love, or a vocation that doesn't light them up, because it fits in, because it's what other people expect, because it's easy, because it's good money. I love the stories of women who were earning, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, but they were so unhappy that they quit and then, took off in a caravan around the world, or became hippies in a commune. Like, I just love that they followed their heart at some point. But it's just that question of, like, where did you get lost? Where did you start to take on other people's expectations of you? Some other people's, the obligation to fulfill someone else's need or to fit in a role that you didn't want, you didn't choose. This is why so many women are lost, because we're also always self-abandoning. We're always going, all right, well, I'll support you in your career and I'll just stay at home with the kids, when that might absolutely be soul-sucking and the worst possible thing. But, he earns more than me, so I should just stay home. See these stories, and you probably will recognize them in your girlfriends and your family members if this is not you. So what happens there with our self-abandoning and our giving up our dreams and giving up our desires is that slowly that fire in our belly just simmers down, simmers down, simmers down. It's never totally, well, very rarely is it totally extinguished. And the work I do with women one-on-one in coaching is trying to just rekindle that fire, that dreaming space, that opportunity space, that space of, oh, possibility, could I try that, could I do that? And then if they want to do entrepreneurial stuff, start their own business online, then I do coaching on that. Like, how do you start sharing your wisdom and expertise? How do you start making a living from and monetizing this journey that you have walked through, because people will want to hear your story. So this is sort of a path I take women on, but that spark, they come to me with that spark just barely hanging on. Generally in their 30s, 40s or 50s, like it gets to a point where they're just like, I am unfulfilled, I am bored, I wake up every morning going, is this it? So these are the red flags I want you to consider. If you're watching this live or on the replay, are there things that you say to yourself during the day like, oh God, not another day of this? Oh my God, I've got to go to my job. Oh, Monday-itis. Oh, I hate Sunday nights because then I just know I have to go to this job that I hate tomorrow. Or I'm just so bored. I remember saying this to my coach early this year. I know this sounds really weird, but I'm just bored. Like, I need something new. And then I totally burnt everything down and totally created my coaching package, which is amazing. So you really want to think about, like, why am I lost? Where did I go off track? What were the things I loved doing as a little girl? How do I start to rekindle them and maybe just do them for fun, just to get this sort of passion and spark happening again? And then once you're starting to get really clear on the things that light you up, and I'm going to walk you through a visualization process in a moment, but I want to talk about, it's not just enough to know, well, this lights me up and this is my passion. What we have to do then is reverse engineer and create daily power moves, daily things that you do to stay tapped in to that future vision of yourself and the thing that you want to create and the thing you want to get back to. Because not all of us can burn it down like I did earlier this year and totally recreate something. Not all of us have the capacity to do that. And so it could be a slow burn. But how do you every day intentionally choose her, that future self, that 6 month down the track, that 2 year down the track, 5, 10, 15, that 80, 90-year-old woman? Like, we want to start visualizing, because if you don't know where you're headed and you don't know what you're trying to create and who you're trying to become and the legacy you want to leave, you don't actually understand, you won't understand the path there, and that's why you'll stay on this weird, wacky trip of not knowing who you are. Now, all of that said, I'll talk a bit more about power moves, but all of that said, I want to include the fact that we're constantly evolving human beings, right? So you have the right to change your mind. You have the right to choose differently every single day. So I often say, when I get like interviewed on podcasts or people ask for my bio, I often say the current version of me is this, because I'm different very different to 6 months ago. I'm different to 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago, right? Constantly evolving. I'm multi-passionate. I love to learn different things and go deep. I'm a generator in human design, so I love to master things. So if you're a manifesting generator, you probably do 20 things all at once. If you're a projector, you'll only probably do one and you'll need lots of rest, and it'll maybe be a little slower. Oh, sorry, Jenny. I hope my internet's okay. I have had to hotspot again. I think the interwebs are struggling with COVID and everyone jumping on, but I also know you have really bad internet down there where you are. So if anyone else is struggling, please let me know, Alicia and Jane. So you can change your mind. You're allowed to. You are actually designed to evolve. So if you if you wake up tomorrow with this clear vision of, this is what I want to do, and this is the career path I'm going to take, and this is how I want to show up every day, and you say it to people and they're like, oh my God, you've changed, say, good, great, good, that's actually what I'm here to do. That's exactly what we're here to do. I don't want to be the same person I was. I want to be a better version of myself every single day. Great, thank you, Alicia. Is this landing, guys? Give me some emojis or something. So daily power moves are, once you're really clear on your future self, which we're going to walk through, is to, and these are what work for me, figure out what works for you. But every day you want to tune into that future self, because that is your guidepost. That is your marker for this is where I'm headed. Otherwise, you are not going to get there. So scribbles before scrolling. So journaling, mindfulness, quietening the mind, meditation, whatever your thing is, but in the morning, before the day gets on top of you, before you pick up your phone and start consuming other people's stories and seeing how other people are doing it, you want to get centered on your visual of who you are here to be. And I like to journal. I like to write out all of the things that I've done, like my goals actually as if they're done already, my future self. I like to go, okay, I'm looking back and this is what got me to the next step. And I go through some of the questions that I'm going to share with you tonight in my journaling as well. You do need daily to tap into that feeling of what it's going to feel like when you one day wake up and go, holy crap, I'm her. I've done it. Like oh my God, I created this. I'm here. So this visualization that I'm going to walk you through is going to get you to seriously think about and feel in your body what it's going to feel like when you're there. Because we want to feel it now so that we can create that sense and that vibration, put it out with the law of attraction, and you will attract exactly what you want to your life. So visualize who you are becoming. Create, excuse me, something that I think we've really lost the art of is just creation for pure creation's sake. We used to be very, very creative beings, and now we're very this kind of consuming kind of beings, right? Like we just have so much stimulation, so much input. Creation is an output. Creation is an expression. So sometime in your day, if you can do some kind of creating, it doesn't have to be art, but it could be writing, it could be dancing to music around the house for 2 minutes, it could be cooking, it could be gardening, like some kind of creating something with your hands, your mind, your body, your soul is so, so important. And it's that keeps that fuel for the fire, right? That keeps that spark alive. And every day choose to lead rather than follow. So in this day and age, we follow a lot of people. We follow people online. We follow, what the Joneses up the road are doing. We're so inundated with what everyone else is doing. We have so much access to what everyone else is doing. And so we often are just following. So I want you to ask yourself the question, where in my day do I lead myself? Because I know that the mamas in the group lead kids and maybe you have leadership roles in your job or whatever, but where do you lead? How do you lead yourself towards that future vision? That's what I mean. So I'm leading myself to where I want to be and the person I want to be, the better version of me, the future self picture of me. I'm leading myself there rather than following someone else's stuff. Okay? I love that, Alicia. I don't know which part you love, but I love that you love that. That's so, so cool. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through a future self visualization. So if you are able to, I really would like you to close your eyes or at least look down in your lap and just really turn off all distractions, put the phone down, put it away, go stand up, walk out of the room and put it out of the room, and gift yourself this time. Lead, not follow. Cool. Yes. Lead, not follow. Am I leading myself or am I following someone else? Am I allowing myself to be led? So good. So go and put the phone away, put the distractions away. All right, and just gift yourself this time to be still. And I'm going to walk you through this process towards getting a really, well, let's say a clearer picture of your future self. Allow it to flow. Please don't, okay, the other thing we're going to do is we're going to take the perfectionist hat off. This is a practice. Guess what that means? We practice it. We practice it. So in the first iteration, you may not have much come up. That's okay. Just sit with it. If nothing else, it's going to be a beautiful 10-15 minutes of stillness. But let's see what comes up. And I'd love for you to share afterwards as well. I'd love for you to share. Now, if you're just joining us, some numbers have just come up of some new eyeballs on this. We're just about to start a little visualization practice. So get comfortable wherever you are, just sitting, laying down, wherever you need to be. Just get comfortable, and I'm going to talk you through what I do nearly every morning. I mix it up a little bit. I'm not that predictable, but most mornings I do some kind of visualization. The reason behind this, I'm going to give you the why, because humans need to know the why. Right. So science has proven, neuroscience has proven, that your brain cannot tell the difference between reality and imagination. Okay? And the analogy I give is that elite athletes, not only do they train for their sport, but they visualize the race. Let's say they're a runner. They visualize the race over in their mind, from the starting blocks to the finish line. Every single movement, they visualize it. And they do this because the brain goes, we've run that race 6 million times, because we've thought about it 6 million times. We've run that race, we've run that race, we've run that race. There's so many amazing stories of athletes like, yeah, I put in the training, but I also meditated on it and I visualized that race 6 million times, just over and over and over. So your brain cannot tell the difference between something that's happening in the real physical realm and something that's happening in your brain. So if you can continually visualize your future self and what you're doing, what you're eating, where you are, who you're hanging out with, what you're doing for work, the money in your bank, the car you're driving, like get really, really detailed, which I'm going to help you with now. The more you visualize it, the more your brain goes, this is reality. And then your body catches up and your life catches up and the law of attraction just collapses time. So there's an incredible book, actually it lives beside my bed. You guys know I love my books, those who follow me for a while, called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Very, very dense read, great on Audible, but it's all about like re-hardwiring your life, re-hardwiring your brain, re-hardwiring. New neural pathways anyway. Based on quantum physics, neuroscience, brain chemistry, biology, and genetics, you can totally change your life by changing how you feel and what you think. Change your thoughts, change your life. Change your thoughts, change your life. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. You've heard me say that and teach that out a million times. So that's why I love visualization, and it's usually the only reason why I'll look at a woman and say, you've got the skills, you've got the nous, you've got the passion, you've got the resources. Why isn't it happening? Well, they're generally not really clear on that future self, and they're not visualizing themselves being there. They're not creating the energy in their body. Is that making sense? I hope it's making sense. All right, let's get comfy. We're going to get into this. I'm going to see if I can get some music happening without ads. That would be lovely. Get comfy, take some deep breaths. Okay, so let's just take some deep breaths. Let's get into our space. So I'm going to take a really big, deep inhale. We're going to fill up our lungs first, and then allow our belly to fill up. Really, as long as you can, the biggest deep inhale you can. Hold it at the top for 2 seconds. And then slowly release by emptying out your belly first, and then your lungs. And again, in. Hold at the top. And slowly release. And one more deep inhale in. Fill up your belly, fill up your lungs, and hold at the top for 2 seconds. And release slowly, just anchoring into your body, quietening down the mind. And what we're going to do is we're going to help you move towards a picture of your future. I'm going to connect you with a part inside you that wants a life of deep fulfillment and meaning. I'm going to connect you with a part of yourself that really wants to show up at your highest potential, to meet all challenges with ease and grace. And just keep breathing in and out. Allow your breath to come to a natural rhythm. And allow yourself to be fully present. I'll provide you with some questions to help you connect to your future self. And I encourage you to repeat the questions silently to yourself and see what images come forward. Don't force the pictures or the feelings. Just see what comes up. Resist the urge to problem solve. If nothing comes to mind, just stay focused on your breath. Relax into your breath until something comes up. Allow your body to stay open, your mind open, and we'll start thinking about what kind of future do I feel deeply moved towards. What kind of future do I feel deeply moved towards? What feelings come up for you? What words or thoughts or images? You don't need to make sense of them or worry about how you'll create that image. Just allow it to float into your mind. Look at all of the details. Where are you? What are you doing? Who is with you? What are you wearing? Try to get as many details as you can without pushing or forcing. And remember to breathe. Hold this future picture in your mind. Take a snapshot with your mind. What feelings are present in that moment? Holding that picture in your mind, how can you show up in a way to allow this to unfold in your future? How can I show up fully for the opportunities that I encounter in my future? Who do I want to be in relation to others in my future? Stay tuned in to that future picture that you feel deeply moved towards. What might get in the way, and how will I move beyond the obstacles towards my future self? What skills might I need to move towards this picture of my future self? What daily practices would support the journey towards this future picture? See yourself right now in this future. What did you do to get yourself there? Was it spending time with certain people? Was it learning new skills? Did you actually allow yourself to open up and connect to other people? Did you take big, brave steps? Did you stop listening to other people? Did you overcome some fears? Did you move locations? Notice how it feels in your body to be here. Allow yourself to feel what it feels like to be that amazing future self right now. Allow it to wash through every cell in your body. Does it bring a smile to your face? And if it does, allow that smile right now. Does it make you want to take big, deep breaths and roll your shoulders back with a sense of relief and excitement and lightness? Does it make tears spring to your eyes from joy and contentment and fulfillment? Stay in the space. Are there details filling in now that weren't there at the beginning? Can you see where you are? Can you feel the weather on your skin? Can you see what you're eating, who you're with, how you're connecting with others, what you're wearing, the car you're driving, the house you're living in, the money in your bank account? Can you picture your day living fully as this beautiful future self. And you may have a sense that you actually know this person already, like meeting an old friend. Your future self is already inside you. She's always been there. We all have the ability to improve our lives and of those around you. So take these feelings from this visualization with you and allow them to guide what you choose to do every single day. Choosing to walk towards this picture until the physical reality matches the felt sense inside your body. Take some big deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And really allow those feelings to wash through your body. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. And I'm going to encourage you to grab a piece of paper and a pen and write down any thoughts, any feelings, any picture, any image, anything at all that came out from that visualization. It may not make sense, but put it all on paper. Because it may just be one piece of this puzzle that you're going to create over the coming days, weeks, months, years, decades of your life. And at some point you will be an old lady living this incredible life that you've built, that you've designed with intention, and you'll look back at the pieces of the puzzle to this moment when you decided to start following your own path again. Started listening to your inner knowing, your inner wisdom. And that old lady will chuckle with delight and be so proud of this step that you took. So proud of herself that, that was the day I released the shackles and I stopped pretending and I stopped pleasing everyone else and I started to create the life of my dreams. Journal it out, write it out, draw it out, whatever works. And every day, tune into that feeling of your future picture. Tune into the feelings that came up for you. Visualize yourself. And then ask the question, what's the next best step to move me from where I am now to that future self? Just what's the next best move for me to make? One step, then another, then another. And that's how you'll find your purpose. That's how you'll understand what you're here to do.